be our Shavasana. That will be a nice, yummy, probably like 10 minutes. So that'll be really nice. So just allow yourself to just become present in the moment. Feel the mat underneath you. Maybe wiggle a little bit so you really feel it. Make a connective movement with it. See it there, feel it there. And just allow your body to just start to relax. Just allow your breath to be whatever it wants to be. Don't try to control it. Just let the organic, natural flow of the breath come in and out. And throughout class, as we lay in these poses, because it is a meditative type of class, know that if you start getting monkey brain, where you start thinking of all the things that you're supposed to do today that you didn't do today and how many things you have to do tomorrow, just know that your exhales can take those messages away. So just imagine that every time you exhale, that thought goes, and just allow it to go out into the universe. Same thing with any negative type thoughts, maybe this hurts too much, or I can't hold this pose this long, or I'm uncomfortable. Just recognize the thought that comes up, and then just allow the exhale to let it go. And let it go without attachment, without meaning. They're just things that your brain just wants to just flood you with, and just allow it to go away. And always know that your breath will always bring you back to your center and to your balance. So if you literally need to say inhale, exhale to bring yourself back within, then go ahead and do that. There's no right or wrong way. It's what works for you. Always know that nothing should be painful. And so if it is, please adjust yourself. Use some more props. Yin is a propped class. Many of these poses do not need props. They're just in case you want to use them. And I'll let you know as we go along how to use the pillow, the blanket, or even if you don't want to, you'll still get the whole entire benefit of the pose. So don't worry about that. We design these classes because online not everybody has props, and that's okay. You don't always need to have them. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Let your inhale come all the way down to the belly. And then when you exhale, maybe you allow your shoulders to just relax a little bit, almost like you're hunching over, but you're just being relaxed. Let your inhale allow yourself to grow nice and tall, lengthening the spine, crown of the head towards the ceiling. And then let your exhale, go ahead and curve your back just a little bit and let the shoulders come forward. And just take 3 more nice deep breaths, allowing your body to move as such. And then just come to a comfortable seated position. Our first pose of the night will be a seated butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. And we're going to take our feet and we're going to bring them together, the soles of our feet together. You can see. So soles of our feet are together. You can bring the feet in as much as you want, but I would like a little bit of stretch happening in the inner thigh. You may use pillows for your knees if you want to. You certainly don't have to. You can just allow your knees to fall wherever they want to fall, and that's okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to allow our hands to be comfortable somewhere on our legs. So only you can determine what would be comfortable for you. Once we get into the pose, it's more beneficial for you to just find stillness in that pose. So if you're just grabbing your ankles or your knees or whatever, and then just allow your head to hang. So you're going to allow your back to round and let your chin drop. And we're just going to stay here in this pose. So butterfly pose helps stretch the back, the lower back especially, and it also helps stretch the inner thighs. And so you want to feel that stretch on the inner thighs, but you do not want it to be so intense that you're like, I need to get out of this pose. We want a little bit of an edge, but not a full edge. So be aware of where you feel the sensation and allow your breath to breathe into it. And if you're finding that the sensation is starting to leave, maybe you pull your feet in just a little bit closer. Being aware of the sensations and allowing yourself to breathe into it allows the stretch and the pose to deepen. Very slowly come back up. Bring your knees in together and then bring your legs straight out in front and just give them a little wiggle to release some of that stretch and some of the tension that pose brought. And our next pose is going to be easy pose. So easy pose is just sitting crisscross applesauce or just your legs crossed in whatever direction. And you won't need any props for this. So you're just sitting crisscross applesauce. And we're gonna bring our arms out like this and give a nice big stretch. So just allow them to come back as much as you can with your arms. And then you're gonna hug yourself. So let's bring left arm over first. So see how my elbows are lined up, so are yours. Excellent. We're gonna keep our hands here instead of going up here. We're gonna keep them here. We're gonna try to keep a nice long spine so that we continue the stretch, and then just allow your head to hang. So sitting up nice and tall, really holding on so that you don't loosen the grip and the head hangs. And halfway through, we will switch whatever leg is on top and whatever arm is on top to the other side. The crossed arms stretches the whole back, the arms, and the shoulders, which is why we need to keep ourselves sitting up nice and straight so that we allow that stretch to happen. Remembering that anytime thoughts come into the mind, go ahead and exhale them away. Just let them float off into the universe. Believe that you are worthy of this time that you are giving yourself. Believe that you are worthy of this time that you are giving yourself. Allow your head to come up. Release your arms. And then switch your legs. So whatever leg was on top, switch that. And then this time, bring the right arm on top. Line the elbows up. Beautiful. Sit up nice and tall. And then see if you can sit back a little bit more in your sits bones. Because we tend to come like this when we round. So if we, our arms forward. So if we sit back just a little bit more, our spine will find lots of length, which is what we want. And then just allow your head to hang. Always believing that you are worthy of the time spent for you. On your next inhale, lift your head. Open up your arms and then just shake them out a little bit. Bring your legs out in front and shake them out as well. And our next pose is rainbow bridge. So grab a pillow or a blanket, and we're going to lay down. I'm going to go sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So as we lay down, we're going to bring our feet up, and we're going to take our pillow and we're going to bring it underneath our where our sacrum is. So the sacrum is right here at the very low of the back, and you're going to put the pillow right there, and then you're going to lay over it. Your head will be on the floor. Your arms will be spread high, shoulder height, palms facing up. You can keep your feet bent if you'd like, your legs bent, or you can allow them to be straight. It's totally your choice. Allow yourself to close your eyes. Or if you'd like to leave them open and just focus on something that is in your line of vision, go right ahead and do that as well. Rainbow bridge opens your heart and stretches your shoulders. So sometimes heart openers can be difficult because we feel exposed, and that's okay. Just stay present in the pose and allow your breath to bring you back into the present moment. Silence the mind. And if you need to, just say inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Allow your breath to always bring you into the present moment, being present in the pose. Very slowly roll to your right side and then come up to seated. It's just safer that way to get out of the pose. Remove the blanket or the pillow. And our next pose is going to be quarter dog. So it's similar to a down dog. But our knees will be on the mat, and then our forehead comes down onto the floor. So the knees are down, the forehead's down. So it looks a little uncomfortable, but it does a lot of good for our bodies. So you're on your knees. So basically, if you were to like get into a down dog and then come down to your knees and then let the forehead come down, keeping the arms where they are and the hands on the mat. So your hands will stay here and your forehead comes down on the mat. And you can have your toes tucked on the floor behind you as well. That will give you an extra foot stretch. If you need to lengthen the arms out front, go right ahead and do that. This allows the front side of the body to stretch, and it actually supports the lower lobes of your lungs, allowing your breath to be deep. So the pose feels a little awkward, and that's okay. Keep calm and breathe deeply. Keep calm and breathe deeply. And if your mind is starting to chatter, just recognize it and allow each exhale to send the chatter away without attachment, without resentment. Just let it go. Remembering always to keep calm and breathe deeply. Keep calm and breathe deeply. Take a nice big inhale. As you inhale, very slowly, start to bring the hips to the heels and walk yourself up. So you're sitting on your knees or sitting on your heels, hips to heels. And then come all the way up. And say, yay, that pose is done. That pose can be a little difficult and challenging. We're going to go into a restorative child's pose. So get your pillow and we're going to lay our head on the pillow. We're going to come into child's pose. So our knees, we're going to keep our knees together and you sit hips to heels and you come down like this. Or you can have or you can spread your knees and have the pillow here and come down like this. Either way, your arms are going to be down by your side because this is restorative. So if you need like 2 pillows in front to act kind of like a bolster, and just find where you're comfortable. So put one side of the face, right or left, you can choose, on the pillow. And then halfway through, I'll have you change so you can get the pillow print on both sides of the face so you're even. But your arms are going to stay down here, okay? Palms are going to face up. So take some time to wiggle into what is going to be comfortable. And sink your hips down if you can. Onto your feet, onto your heels, or in between, yeah, onto your heels. There you go. Sometimes these poses take a little bit to get into that space. So restorative child's pose, which is what this is called, even though this is not a restorative class, it's a yin class. It relaxes the back and the shoulders and the neck, but it also works the bridge of the feet by allowing the bridge of the feet to be placed onto the mat. So you have that pressure from the hips. And so that is stretching the fascia in the feet, which is really important. It's also giving rest to your neck, shoulders by allowing your arms to be down by your side. So you're giving into relaxation right there. And you're also feeling sensation in your legs. And it might be again on the inner thighs if your knees are separated, or it could just be on the tops of the thighs if your knees are together. Either way, keep your breath nice and even. There is more to life than increasing its speed. There is more to life than increasing its speed. Very gently. Switch sides, switch cheeks. And then settle back in. Focus on the breath if you need to. Always knowing that you have permission to keep saying inhale and exhale to keep your mind from wandering. Allow thoughts to leave. There's more to life than increasing its speed. Take a nice deep inhale where you are. Exhale through the mouth. And then come up just a little bit. Come up just enough to push the props away. Straighten the legs, coming into a belly shavasana. So you can take your hands and make a diamond with your pointer finger and your thumb. Put it down and then put your forehead in that space. So legs are straight out, so the diamond, and then the forehead goes into that space. And this is just a transitional pose till we get into our next pose. So just allow your body to relax. Allow yourself to surrender into the pose. So our next pose is a twist. And staying right where you are in your belly, you're going to take your hands and take your arms and bring them out. Take your left knee, bring it up, and look to the right. So your knee is bent. Your right leg is going to be straight. Your left leg is going to be bent. So your left thigh is going to be parallel with your hip, or in line with your hip. Your ankle is underneath your knee. Your right leg is straight. Both arms are facing down, they're at shoulder height, and then you're going to look to the right. And so you will feel the stretch through the hip flexor on the left. And then you'll feel a stretch through the shoulders and the very top of the back because the head is looking in an opposite direction. Twists are really good for our internal organs. They help with digestion. Which is always a good thing. But twists can also bring up things, maybe an emotional thing or something of that nature, because we don't normally do twists. And so as it moves that energy around, it can shift things. And as you lay here, know that you are enough. Even if something doesn't come up, even if something doesn't shift, know that you are enough. Always remember that you are enough. Every second of the day, of every day, you are enough. Take a nice big inhale. And with your exhale, straighten your body. So both legs, you're going to stay on your tummy. Both legs are coming out. And both arms are going to come over your head. So just allow your arms to come over your head and just do a little stretch. Just stretch everything. Allow it to reset before we do the other side. And when you're ready, bring arms out to the side again. This time the right knee is going to come up. And you're going to look to the left. And this side might feel a little bit different than the other side, and that's okay. And twisting this way may bring something up that the other side didn't, or it may not bring anything up at all, and that's okay as well. Slow down so what you are chasing can come around and catch you. Slow down so what you are chasing can come around and catch you. Allow your breath to find some ease in the pose. Slow down so what you are chasing can come around and catch you. With your next inhale, bring your body back to straight, reaching the arms out in front, reaching the legs back behind, and just find a nice stretch. And let the body to realign and come back from the twist. And then when you are ready, we're going to prepare for our final Shavasana. So maybe you need to take a down dog or a tabletop, maybe a child's pose. Whatever it is that you need to do right now, take whatever organic movements that are going to feel good for you. Maybe you want to just roll right over and come right into happy baby. The choice is yours. Take what you need, allow your body to tell you what that is. Maybe you'd like a blanket, a pillow for under your head or under your knees. Allow yourself that time to prepare for Shavasana. Shavasana is a very important pose. And I think we should take our time getting into it so that we can reap the maximum benefit from it. Coming into the final Shavasana, allow yourself to be your most relaxed. This is the one pose where we don't want to feel any tension. We don't want to feel any tightness. We don't want to try to control the pose. We want to allow ourselves to be completely relaxed. Shavasana brings all the energies from class into harmony and unison with the breath to activate healing through deep relaxation. Allow your eyes to close or have a soft gaze. Allow your breath to be organic. Allow your chest to rise and fall on its own, trusting that the breath will happen. Allow the back of your head to sink down into the mat, almost like you're in a memory foam mattress, knowing that your mat and the earth underneath will always support you, no matter how much you let go. Be aware of the breath. Maybe it feels cool as the inhale comes in through the nose. And then maybe it feels nice and warm on the top lip as you exhale. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow the hips to sink deep into the mat. Feel the warmth of the mat on the back body, on all parts of the body that touches the mat. Feel the warmth of your energy and the energy of the earth meeting. Bring your attention to your heart space. Just acknowledge that space where your heart is. And then, however that space feels right now, create a vision for that feeling. Maybe it's tons of cotton balls, soft and white. Maybe it's the warmth of a fire. Maybe it's the feeling of love. Maybe it's kindness for yourself. Maybe it's the warm sun. Whatever the vision is, making sure that it is a positive one. Allow that vision to lay on your heart. And slowly allow the image to wrap all the way around the heart. Be mindful of the image that you gave to the feeling of your heart. Every time you inhale, allow that image to go all the way down to the tips of your toes, all through the body, all the way through the tips of the fingers, and all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, allow the exhale to take anything that stands in its way. Let your inhale take the image and allow it to touch every part of your body, every nook and cranny. Allow it to fill it up with all that goodness. Let the exhale remove anything that stands in its way, whether that be tension, tightness, heaviness, sadness. Just let it go with every exhale. Continue to allow the image to bring all the goodness with every inhale. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. On your next inhale, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, starting to just bring some gentle movements back into the body. Start to visualize the room that you're in, the mat that you're laying on. And when you are ready, on your next inhale, roll over to your right side. Curl up. Use your bicep as a pillow, keeping your gaze nice and soft. Feel the coolness on your back and the warmth on the right side as it touches the mat. On your next inhale, very gently, very slowly, push yourself up to a seated position. Keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed. And when you are there, bring your hands together in front of heart center. And bow your head. And give yourself some gratitude for taking time out of your day to give yourself some self-love and some self-care. May you always have the image of the love that's in your heart available to you whenever you need to be reminded that you are enough and that you are loved. With all the gratitude, I thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through practice tonight. The light in me, the light in you, it is the same. And I bow to you. Namaste.